All right, my friends. So for week one, what we are going to be designing and creating and doing is just getting ourselves comfortable with getting the Raspberry Pi all set up. So I've done this for many years, and we've always had to use third-party tools and software to make this stuff happen. Well, Raspberry Pi has updated a lot of their software and their tools. So there's a new operating system. At this time, I think it's been January 11th of 2021 at the time of this recording, and they have their own Raspberry Pi imager. And if you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about, it's okay. So before we get it all set up, what I want you to do is I want you to head to the website of projects.raspberrypi.org. And it's going to take you to this page right here that you see on the screen. And what I would like you to do, you don't have to do this, but you're going to see there's all these different projects that are on the project page. But before you start clicking and scrolling, what I would like for you to do is to create an account. And the reason I'm asking you to create an account is it keeps track of your progress. It keeps track of the projects you've completed, or you're midway through, or ones that you haven't tried yet. So as you get into this world, you're going to be able to see and kind of chart your progress, which I think is important. Again, not vital, but I encourage you to do that. So I'm going to go ahead here, and I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and do my sign in. And once you've got your account, you can see, you can go to your profile and the sign out. That's what changes here. And you see we've got projects, we've got Code Club, Coder Dojo, and Raspberry Jam. Lots of great opportunities. What we want to do is go here to projects to get started for our week one. And you're, again, going to see projects for everything from App Inventor to Python to Microbit to Blender to Unity, just Scratch. There's so much on here because Raspberry Pi has some incredible projects that use multiple platforms. What we want to do is we want to narrow this down. So you can see that you could search by topic if you want to. That's a great way to go about doing that. But for this course, we're going to go by hardware, and we're going to choose the Raspberry Pi. And you're going to see lots of cool projects that you're probably like, oh my God, I want to do that. But before we get to those, we want to make sure that we're properly set up. We have our Raspberry Pi working. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go here to the Getting Started with Raspberry Pi. And when you get to that, it's going to take you through a bunch of steps to go through and make sure your Raspberry Pi is up and running. If you already formatted your micro SD card from previous work with Raspberry Pi and you haven't updated it to its latest software, then I would encourage you to do this, especially if you haven't used the Raspberry Pi imager. Just because it's going to make your life so much easier, especially if you want to eventually do this work with kids. So it's going to show you everything you need to get going, what the Raspberry Pi can do, where it fits in the curriculum of their digital making curriculum. And you just follow the progress. It's going to tell you what you need. Now for this course, you've been given a lot of extra materials, but these are the essentials that you need to get going. And what you're going to want to do here, this is what I want to highlight, is this software. If you haven't already done that, you're going to need to use the Raspberry Pi imager and follow these steps, this drop down, and it walks you through how to format your SD card with the Raspberry Pi imager. So you're going to follow that first. Go through this step. It's going to walk you through it. I'll have a video where I've walked it through myself, but this explains it really well with screenshots. Really, really nice. The course then is going to explain the Raspberry Pi itself so you can realize what's all on there. It's then going to show you how to connect it, how to get it up and running. Again, if you haven't installed it, you could do it there again. And you're going to just follow the prompts as you go through this course. I know I'm going fast. Hopefully it doesn't make you motion sickness. You're just going to work through these things. And once you have it finished, all right, it's going to help you walk through the setup of the Raspberry Pi itself, which is really good. It's then going to go ahead and give you a tour of what is all available and just opening up your eyes to so many other things that we can eventually add to our Raspberry Pi, which is really great. All right, it's going to show you then how to access the internet and browse the web and all that good stuff. And then what I really want for you to do here is to do these challenges. So at the end, you're going to see it's going to ask you, can you find, and maybe you have to install Scratch, a Python game to play, and a version of Minecraft. And I just want you to go ahead and share those once you've got it on your Raspberry Pi, or ask questions if you need it. And that's it for our week 1. I'm going to put in a couple little bonus challenges and future videos on our Slack channel, but this is really what you need to get done for this first week. Just get the Raspberry Pi up and running, get it going, get it functional, and if you have some time, get this challenge done. All right, my friends, good luck getting it all set up. I'll be over in the Slack channel if you need help, and once you're up and running, let us know you're good to go, and if you get stuck, also reach out to us in the community, and we can gladly help you. All right, my friends, take care.